Hey y'all, it's me Tiffany and welcome back to my channel. This is the first time you're here. I mostly do books, graphic novels, manga, occasionally a television show or a movie. So in the past I have done a Snow White retelling video and Romeo and Juliet retellings. So now I'm here for Cinderella. Cinderella is not exactly my favorite fairy tale, but I do occasionally like the retellings, and I feel like this and Beauty and the Beast are probably the most common retellings on the planet outside of maybe Romeo and Juliet. So let's jump into it. Oh yeah, before I actually jump into it, I am not going to give full-on reviews. This is just recommendation videos, so just a little synopsis and I'm just going to go on, okay? The first one is The Magic Fish. So this is a graphic novel. Honestly, I say the age range is 10 and up. I think adults and teenagers can get a lot out of this. So our main character is 13 and has a crush on his best friend named Julian, and he is the son of Vietnamese immigrants, and he is particularly really close to his mother, at least that's what it shows in the story. And they read fairy tales back and forth. She tells like some Vietnamese ones. There are all the fairy tales in this. There is also The Little Mermaid. So instead of the story itself being a retelling, there is a retelling of Cinderella in this, and this is how it's included. So yeah, and so they communicate this way based off stories, which is a beautiful thing because a lot of cultures and a lot of societies have used storytelling to basically build community and acceptance. And this has a bit of a coming out story, a really healthy mother-son relationship. I really recommend this one. This one is so good. Cinderella is Z. This is also LGBTQIA friendly. And this one's cool because it's 200 years after Cinderella has died. And in this world, Cinderella is real. And there's like a holiday ritual thing where they do like the Cinderella ball. And it's like a huge thing, and it's a very patriarchal society, and it doesn't say what decade or where this is really at, but there's like castles and fancy stuff like that. What's cool too is like it has like the magic mirror and different things from other fairy tales, but this one has a fairy godmother and other stuff. The part of the story, it talks about a little bit what happened to some of the stepsisters, and this one kind of sounded like a little bit of dystopian when I first heard of it, but when you read it, it's not really dystopian. Yeah, she goes against the society that she's in, but it's not like whole end of the world type thing. It's just a really strict regime, and I thought this one was a lot of fun and an interesting twist. Considering you don't know what time frame it's in, it really does feel like its own world, but you don't feel like confused either. So while this one isn't really a retelling, this is like Cinderella's around the world. So there's 4 stories in this. The first one is a retelling of the French one. So it's not the original French one. No sisters have issues with their toes or their eyes with the birds. If you've ever read the original, you know what I'm talking about. This one's a little bit more kid-friendly. Then there is a Native American version of Cinderella. And like I said, in all of these, they're not like retellings. These are just like stories that are similar enough that they can kind of be thrown, I guess, maybe into a fairy tale genre with kind of like an idea of like maybe some inspirement story, you know. So it's like the genre of a Cinderella fairy tale. So there's a Native American one, there's an Egyptian one, and there's a Chinese one. And all of them have different artists, which is cool too. And the art for every single one is beautiful. I really enjoyed this. There's a Snow White one. I'm not sure if there's ones for other fairy tales. It's really short. I had fun when I read this. I read 1 story a day because it just seemed like the thing to do. And yeah, so if you kind of want something that Cinderella-ish, only the first one's technically a retelling, but I enjoy this and I think you would too. So the next one is no surprise, The Prince and the Dressmaker. I'm not sure if the prince is non-binary or just a cross-dresser, but either way, this is LGBTQIA friendly, this is wholesome. So she's a seamstress and she gets to basically make clothes for some royals, even though that's not what she was just a seamstress, and then she had an opportunity to make clothes for some royals, and she gets to know the prince, and the artwork's fun. This is a great story. It's heartwarming. I just love this. Like, this one you cannot go wrong with. Like, the magic fish is wholesome too, but this one handles the less, not depressing topics, but topics that might make you feel a little sad. But yeah, I definitely recommend this too. Okay guys, so have you read any of the 4? Let me know in the comment section below. I know 3 of them were rather popular at some point. The way I do these videos is I'm not against adding 1 or 2 indies, but I try to, when it comes to the recommendations, try to pick some that are popular enough that maybe most people would be able to find it in their local library or something like in a store, popular enough to pop up in one of those 2 places. I know that's impossible to do for everywhere, but try to do it popular enough where most people can generally find it. So let me know in the comment section below if there's any other retellings outside of Cinderella, Snow White, Romeo and Juliet that you would like to see videos of, or if you've read any other Cinderella retellings, let me know too. And I will see you later. Bye.